A buddy of mine was telling me about a lucid dream he had recently with the deceased loved one, and how it was, it was a really wonderful experience and all of that. But one of the kind of hiccup or friction points in the dream was he was trying to tell the loved one that, hey, where this is a lucid dream, we're dreaming together, etc., etc., and how the loved one kept on insisting that, oh no, this isn't a dream, this is real life, and what are some things they could do to kind of get around that. So interacting with dream characters about lucid dreaming, whether they're a loved one or not, for me is something I do very commonly, like very often in a lot of my lucid dreams. And what I've always focused on is, even if they kind of believe me that it's a lucid dream or not, is I just focus on showing, like, having fun with it, right? So generally, if it's just a regular dream character or whatever, I'll take them doing things that I enjoy doing. So flying, of course, jumping off a really tall shit and not getting hurt when we land on the ground. Then just showing them things that are possible, like we go walk through a wall, or walk up on the side on the wall and then on the ceiling upside down and stuff like that. Showing up things like that, and generally what I found is through that just expression of, hey, look at what's possible, not so much trying to tell them, hey, look, we're dreaming right now, right? Can get their mind. Maybe if they're not really on board with it being a dream, they can get on board with it being something different or more than just this regular everyday waking life that we're in. Another thing you can do too is you can try doing things that they enjoy doing. So this is something I'll do with my son a lot. Although really most of the time, man, almost all the time, like when I'm lucid, if I find him or any of them, really, they're normally down with lucid as well with me too, it seems. But nonetheless, so I'll take my son, like I used to do this a lot, is like joyriding in like a car, like driving really fast, like rally race car style. Yeah, so you can do stuff like that. Another thing that we kind of were talking about too was, how can you go ahead and have this experience again, right? How can you find this dream character, this loved one again? So there's a couple of things you can do about that. If you're in the dream already with them, right, you can simply just ask them to come and visit you again tomorrow. You could tell them, let's, I'll come and find you here, or I'll meet you again, in my next dream tomorrow night or whatever. You could also try calling out to the dream, like to the dream itself, just shout it out to the sky and say, like, hey, dream, can you hook us back up again? One of the cool things about that is sometimes you'll get a response back from the dream itself. So like, a voice coming from like the freaking heavens, right? And so if you can get that kind of reaction from the dream, that can also help, encourage the dream character you're with, that, hey, you know, that's weird. God's talking to me, or, maybe this is a dream. What was that? So that can kind of work. Some things you can do if you're lucid in a dream and you want to try find them, and you haven't found them yet. You could try going to places that they frequent, like, I don't know if it's your parents going to like your childhood home or something, or finding things that represent your childhood somehow in the dream environment. If you can conjure that kind of stuff up, that can really help well. Or going to places that they frequent, like like a coffee shop or something. Going to the coffee shop, you can also start asking other dream characters, oh, do you know where this person is? And sometimes as you look at different dream characters, you can tell some are kind of more aware than others. So, you can kind of, wouldn't just ask necessarily any random dream character, but if you kind of scan the environment and you get a special connection or feeling about one of them, approaching that one. Another trick that just kind of works for me, you might have to find your own things here, is I find a lot of times if I'm in like a place where it has lots of cars, like a city landscape or something like that, if I just constantly like look in cars, I find that's a good way for me to kind of find people like that. Another trick is you can try and expect them to be behind you. So like you'll try and anticipate them being behind you and then turn around and hopefully they pop up there. Or really just kind of expect them to be anywhere. And sometimes, they'll kind of like pop out in the crowd. You can find them that way. But yeah, those are some things you can do. So yeah, give them a try.